Meantime, a new Quinnipiac poll says that 51% of American voters approve of the Arizona law, just 31% disapprove. On the border front, you may remember that we asked New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez why exactly he objects to securing the southern border with the National Guard. Senator Menendez sent us a statement, but it really didn't address that very simple question. Senator has declined to appear on the factor, so joining us now from Washington is his daughter, Alicia Menendez, a senior advisor to the liberal think tank NDN. Now, Alicia, let's start with the L.A. school district because Megan and I was discussing it. Where am I going wrong here? Do you think it's right for the school district to basically throw in the Arizona law with Jim Crow and all of these other terrible things?
I mean, I think they're placing the Arizona law in the context where it will go down in history, which is part of our larger conversation about civil rights. And we've yet to see how this will fully play out. But right now, that's the conversation that's taking place. I don't think anybody's saying let's teach students what's good or bad, much less what's un-American. They're simply saying let's foster an atmosphere where they can think critically about this and have the same lively conversation that we're having as a nation.
I don't see any critical thinking on a press release that says the law is misguided, it's un-American, it's immoral. There doesn't seem to be a lot of critical thinking here. And that is the way the law is going to be presented to the children. Now, I taught as a high school teacher, I taught a course called Contemporary Problems, which is where this Arizona law would be put. But in that course, I would present both sides. I would present your side, and I would present my side. I'd say, here's what the people who support the law believe, and here's what the people who object to the law believe. And here are the polls in the law. That's not what's going to happen in Los Angeles.
Well, we don't have any indication that that is in fact the case.
No, we do. This is in their own words. This is exactly what they're going to say. All right, they're telling their teachers to put this Arizona law in the same context of Jim Crow.
In a conversation about civil rights.
No. They're demonizing the law, questioning whether it's good or bad.
That is how you'd characterize
They're saying it's bad. No, not me. That's how they're categorizing it.
But you know from being a teacher, you're going to have good teachers who are going to foster a lively discussion. You're going to have bad teachers who may tell their students what to think on either side of the issue. That's a larger problem to me than Los Angeles.
I just quoted the school board president on the screen saying this law was morally repugnant, and you're telling me this is an indoctrination? This is not an indoctrination student?
If she's not in a class, if she's not in a classroom and saying that to her students, then I don't necessarily think so. And I think what's going to be interesting is to see the larger context that they put SB 1070 into in terms of our failed immigration system.
All right. Border. Bush moved 5,000 troops to the border finally after I pounded him for 7 years. And where those border patrol federal agents were backed up by the National Guard, smuggling and illegal alien intrusion dropped anywhere from 50 to 90%. Everywhere the Guard was put, everything dropped. Drugs, human smuggling, violence, everything.
Yeah, the border has actually become a much less violent place.
Okay, now, if that is a fact, and it is, that the National Guard inhibited criminal behavior from Mexico, why would any American object to it? Why would any American object to the Guard making us safer?
Well, I come here speaking on behalf of myself and my organization, NDN, and not on behalf of any American or any other individual. But, you know, I think this makes sense, but it doesn't solve the problem. You're right.
All right. No, wait. I want to stop you there. I want everybody to be clear. So you think the National Guard down there makes sense? That's good. That's a good start.
I think as part of a bigger solution.
No.
As part of a solution to talk about drug trafficking and human trafficking.
Right.
Yes, I think that is excellent.
Good. I'm glad.
And I
think the audience wants to hear a liberal say that. So, and you're right. It doesn't solve the whole problem. We got to deal with 12 million people.
My concern, Mr. O'Reilly, is that I think a lot of people conflate the two issues.
Okay, but we don't. We want a secure border first. Once we get the secure border, then we'll take a look at the 12 million here and do the humane, fair thing. And I think most Americans would agree with you and with me that once you secure the border, the quickest way is to use the National Guard. Not 1,200, 10,000. That is the quickest way that the 12 million will get a fair hearing. I'll give you the last word.
Interesting. I mean, I think that we need to make sure to be clear that part of the solution is securing the border, part is dealing what to do with the 12 million people who are here, and part of it has to be figuring out what to do with our future flow of immigrants so that we can actually not have this problem.
Fair-minded Americans can do all of those things. But first, the